And all right, everybody, welcome to HGR live on a Sunday night. See a little bit of contact already between several drivers. Right now, Robert Harris, Steve Sizemore, Michael Wingo, Joshua Halford, John Ward. That's the top 5 in practice. James Waring, Zachary Harry, Justin Johnson, and Carl Lingle rounds out the 9 who have posted a lap. Right now, drivers trying to prepare for green flag runs and drafts. Green flag pit stops, just name a few. With just under 9 minutes to go. You get just a little bit of a preview of what you'll see tonight. Right now in this pack, you got Joshua McCullough, James Waring, John Ward, Justin Johnson, Steve Sizemore, the 3 of Joshua Halford. See McCullough already getting stuck in the middle. Just testing the waters, pretty much what everybody wants to do here. Already going 3 wide. Well, I mean, 8.5 minutes to go in practice. I mean, that's what you want to try to practice for. You know they're going to try to. Michael Wingo, Tavor, there goes Sizemore around. With Justin Johnson. Wow. Look, it's back in at the front, which now has just turned to 4 guys. So, Andre, see, well, you already lost your pat. Might as well go and practice green flag pit stops. Pretty smooth that time. No black flags at the moment. See if we can't pull up. Can't pull up a couple drivers here. Michael Wingo, he'll be the first one. Michael Wingo, Garrett Jenkins up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got you, my man.
Well, buddy, bad fast truck tonight. Sitting first. Sitting first right now on the board. What's it going to take? Does a 25 finally strike gold tonight?
Well, just be patient. Don't make some stupid moves or what's the words I'm trying to say? It's not paying attention here lately. And, I guess last night was okay, but the last 10 races before that, I didn't even make the finish without being rigged. But I think I got all my stuff together now.
All right, buddy. We look forward to watching it right now. Michael Wingo on fastest in practice. Best of luck to you.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
You too. So, of course, right now, one of the developing stories. Right now, you look at onto the racetrack. You got Justin Johnson, James Waring. Right now, really not much has changed. No really big pack being formed out at the moment. But that's the any rate right now. Top 11 as they run. Michael Wingo, Joseph Allen, Robert Harris, Steve Sizemore, Joshua Holford. That's the top 5. John Ward, Justin Johnson, Joshua McCullough, James Waring, Zachary Harry, and Carl Lingle. That is the 11 drivers who have posted a lap so far. Still a star-studded list to go. Michael Barksdale, Ken McCullough, Ambrose Knievel, John Darnell, Danny Burns, William H. Scott's in the house tonight. Christopher Carter, Corbett, Vondale, Joey Green, 91 and Nathan. Fellow driver making their debut tonight, including Rhett Tucker in the number 99 tonight. And still with 2 minutes to go and then qualifying still to come. Still some drivers can add their name into the mix. They can't pull up another driver. Who'd pull up? John Ward, Garrett Jenkins got a copy, buddy.
I got you.
Right now, six quickest at the moment. Of course, you won here last week in this event. Different car, different set of car, and a little bit of a stronger field tonight, buddy. What does it take for the 2023 PGR champion and a 7-time Intimidator Series winner to get the job done tonight?
It's not gonna be easy. We got a good field, a bunch of trucks out here, a bunch of good drivers. I don't know what it's gonna take. It's gonna take some good driving and some good pitch strategy, I believe. I'm gonna try to keep her up front. I'm gonna qualify and try to stay up front and see what we can do with this mini. I don't want to lose a draft or nothing. Try to stay up there and see what we can do.
Well, buddy, I do want to ask this one question before I let you go. What does the fuel look like tonight? Is it about an 18, 17 lap stint, or like what does the fuel look like tonight?
It looks like we can go about halfway. If we can make it to lap 20, we should be good to go the rest of the way. It's just one pit stop, so anywhere around halfway, around lap 20, 22, 23, should be good to go.
So rough estimate, you can get at least 20 laps out of a tank of gas.
That's right, at least probably 25.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. John Ward looking to return to victory lane for the second week in a row. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
30 seconds to go in this practice session. Sean Corbett coming in. He's trying to practice his pit stop times. Corbett 13th quickest, of course. That's with no draft. Might I add. Real fast. We'll step away just for a quick moment. We'll keep up with the action here. Qualifying up next.
my nemesis lately. So green flag pit stops, and then maybe I could eat some popcorn after this. Like,
Well, Steve, I hate to tell you this. We got to
Number
redo this.
one.
We got to redo this interview real fast because I didn't realize I had some of the stuff muted. But we're going to swing through this real quick here. What's the plan tonight? Try to hold on to the lead, and do you think that the number 8 has a chance tonight?
I think I always have a chance, man. It's just stars got to line up for you in these races, and got to know your pit stops and work with the guys in the Discord, and hopefully we're up front at the end of it.
All right, buddy. Look forward to seeing it. Hopefully we'll talk. Hopefully tonight I interview you twice.
All right, buddy.
All right, buddy. Steve Sizemore starting on pole. Apologize for the little bit of technical difficulties there. Got them straightened out now. That being said, we'll run through the starting grid real quick here. High gear racing on a Sunday night, not 90 laps. I hope not anyway. Let's see how many laps we got on deck. 45. Damn. 45 laps tonight. Not bad at all. Steve Sizemore on pole. John Ward barely does miss the pole. Sean Corbett, James Waring, 3rd and 4th. Kenneth McCullough, Zachary Harry, 5th and 6th. Joshua McCullough started right behind his dad. Outside of him, Danny Burns, Rhett Tucker, Mark Mondale. 9th and 10th, Carl Lingle, Christopher Carter. That is the fast 12. Going back down through the field, John Darnell, Michael Barksdale, Robert Harris, Justin Johnson, 15th and 16th. 91 of Nathan, and then the 25 of Wingo, 17th, 18th, Dutchwell Halford, 64 Joey will round out 19th and 20th. Austin Green and Bradley Stefane, 21st, 22nd, William H. Scott, Joey Allen, 23rd and 24th. Ambrose Knievel and Richard Elliott, who has had a string of consistent top 5 start positions, will have to come front to back in 26th to have a shot at winning some money tonight. Steve Sizemore, John Ward brings them down to the United Rentals restart zone. We are rolling. 45 laps from Talladega. Bottom lane with a great start down back straightaway. Kenneth McCullough jumps up, trying to pull that middle lane back up. Right now, I do not expect to see 3 wide down the back straightaway. Not this early. Side by side through the tri-oval, coming to the line. Going to be close. Who leads the first lap? Give it to Kenneth McCullough, but not by much. Notice how the outside lane are going to go and start getting that run that we famously talk about with these trucks and just about every car that races here down the back straightaway, still side by side for the moment. 26 cars on hand tonight. McCullough clear for in a moment, getting a great push from the 92 of John Ward. McCullough down to the bottom, he'll cover Sizemore. A little bit of 3 wide action further there in the back, looks like along with Ambrose Knievel. A couple others they sorted out, back to 2 wide. Bottom lane with an advantage, Sizemore not willing to wait, he'll jump up in front of Ward. Going to get a great run out of the tri-oval and at the line. Steve Sizemore will lead his first laps of the race tonight. Several drivers trying to turn their luck around. Sizemore, one of them. Corbett, Waring, just to name a few. Of course, Ward doing a great job trying to pull that outside lane when he gets the chance to. McCullough jumps right back up. Checkmate again. Down the back straightaway, McCullough will do exactly what he did a about 2 laps to go. Right back down to cover Sizemore. Well, right now, you know, it's give or take time. Right now, there's going to be a whole lot more giving. 45 laps. Heard John Ward say if they can make it to the end of this thing, or if they can make it a halfway on a green flag pit stop, they will be fine. Richard Elliott already out of the race with mechanical issues. Will not even get to turn a lap tonight. So right now, 25 drivers in the thick of it. Rhett Tucker and the 91 of Nathan have lost the draft, 17 seconds off and counting. So right now in this pack of 23, everybody trying to get everything sorted out. The 19 of William H. Scott trying to make a third lane happen. Black and green truck on the third lane, that monster truck. Either he was trying to get a third lane to happen or he was starting to run hot already. Had to jump out. McCullough down to the bottom to cover Sizemore again. Hey Christian, how you doing tonight? Well, Gray does make a point. MMS showing their straight. McCullough in first. You got Josh McCullough right outside the top 5, flirting with the top 10. That black and blue number 14, fourth car on the bottom, getting pushed by Carl Lingle. Blind Squirrel Racing has came out tonight. Here comes Sizemore back on the bottom. McCullough up to cover Ward. And at the line, well, at the line, I'm thinking of Daytona here. Start finish line's a little bit further past. Sizemore to try to lead his second laps of the race. Because McCullough denies him at the line. McCullough will lead 4 out of the 5 laps ran so far. Remember, it's going to equal back there to 04. Trying to make it 3 wide. They are technically 3 wide for the moment down the back straightaway. However, it's only Wingo and Scott. C6 for Joey. He'll jump up there and cover that third lane. Well, some drivers are already tired of riding around in the back. They want to go and get to the front. Right now, Kev McCullough and Steve Sizemore, the only ones who have led a lap officially tonight. Pretty much Corbin and Ward have been the pushers along with the rest of the field. Here comes that outside lane with the 64 Joey, making it 3 wide. McCullough again will lead. See a lot of jostling, drivers snaking their way into the corner. It's okay for right now. You snake around too much, car will get loose from under somebody. Some guy will make contact. There it is, Scott off the wall. Keeps it straight for the moment we stay green. That was not Scott, by the way. That was a 69. 69 Zachary Harry was the one that bounced off the wall. Sean Corbett now to the bottom of the track. He wants to lead his first laps tonight with a great push from Joshua McCullough off of 4. Going to be 38 to go. Right now we're already starting to see some of the players. If they can make it to the end of this race, we're going to be seeing a lot of them. Corbett at the line. Sizemore denies him. Then Sizemore immediately right back down to the bottom. He already cut the intensity with a knife, already going 3 wide. We're only working lap 8 with 38 laps to go in this race. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it. I understand what you mean by drinking a cold one. Right now, McCullough still leading. Kevin McCullough has led just about every lap but 2 tonight. Led 5, about to be 6, unless Sean Corbett has something to say about it at the line. McCullough will get it, but here comes Sean Corbett getting a push for John Ward. Great push by the 92. Really haven't had a chance to really get up there and challenge for a lead himself. Pretty much been pushing everybody in the top 5 for the moment. You see McCullough back up to cover the middle, trying to block that run that Corbett will get. Still 3x3. But right now, again, nobody's really pushing. You see the 64 out, a little bit out of shape off of turn 4. Able to keep it together. Outside lane really not having a lot of help. They weren't going to get a lot of help until probably the very end of this thing. Everybody's sitting there thinking and waiting for green flag pit stops to happen. If they do, right now it's been a pretty tame 3 wide start to this race. Sizemore leading's only led 2 laps tonight, started on pole. Manny is outside. Kevin McCullough has led 7 laps tonight so far. McCullough immediately back down to the bottom. You're right on board with the 03. Getting a great push. You see, well, whenever you're that close to the engine, you're getting pushed all over the place. Y'all look at a great look at Steve Sizemore's front end. Corbin now trying to make something happy. Danny Burns makes his return to the Raging Idiot Racing Network in the high gear racing tonight. Burns trying to lead that outside lane back up to the front. Always great to see Danny Burns up here in the racing at a charity race about a month ago for him. Ended up winning that race. Very emotional win. Right now, Barnes trying to make it back up to the front, lead a little bit more. Hell yeah, man. Christian cheering on the MMS teammates right now. They are currently 1st and 4th to that last scoring loop. It'll probably change about 3 or 4 more times. Down the back straightaway, McCullough down the block again. McCullough's doing a really great job. He's utilizing the lane control. Very great. He knows when to drop down to the bottom so Sizemore don't get to the inside of him. He knows entering the corner, Sean Corbin and Danny Burns, they're going to lose it on entry. And he also knows right here that Sizemore is going to get to his inside, but he can get a run through the tri-oval. And really, Sizemore might lead this lap, but McCullough will have another shot at clearing him off of 2. If not entering turn 1, right now barely not clear. Down the back straightaway, here's the run. Oh, you see McCullough gets a little bit loose off the bumper of Corbett. Able to keep it straight, but was not able to clear, was not able to get that run because of how loose he got off of 2. So now Sizemore side by side with him. McCullough's about to put 3 wide. McCullough does get put 3 wide. Danny Barnes off of 4 on the top row. The driver to 7 wanting to lead his first laps tonight. Now the cover bar's gonna get turned and upside down. Caution is out. More wrecking going into turn 1. Austin Green, Michael Wingo, Christopher Carter's got a piece of it. John Darnell, you see him, massive damage to the front end of that truck, that Ford F-150 all torn up. Good God almighty, what happened? Well, we know how the first half of the go. I'm pretty sure Danny Barnes tried to clear down to the bottom. Was not clear. We'll have to look because I'm going way too far. Pause it right here. So we're going to look at it here. We're going to see. Well, Danny Barnes is going to be the first one to get out of shape here. Determine what happened. Right here, clear for the moment. Clear. Going to drop all the way down. Unfortunately, another inch and he would have been fine. But the 7 goes upside down for Nair. Drivers see each other. See Barnes spinning, trying to avoid him. And some drivers just make contact. See if we can get a look from John Darnell's view on this here and what starts the second incident. We know Danny Barnes is what triggers the incident. But it's almost like there's two wrecks here. A lot of these drivers were up there in the top 10, top 15 before this happened. So Barnes comes down. Sizemore's going to get a good piece of it right there. Ambrose Knievel does not check up. The 6 of Darnell almost upside down. You see, you got Mark Vondell up there. Justin Johnson, all he does is just a light tap. He's good. And under our first caution of the night. On lap 14. Tell you one thing, lucky it weren't bigger than what it was. So we'll get to see who will win the race off of pit road. Right now I don't see you get a great look at Steve Sizemore. Don't see a lot of damage. McCullum wins the race off of pit road. Sizemore taking 4 tires, going to mire him back very deep into the field. Kevin McCullough, Sean Corbett, Zachary Harry, John Ward, and then Joshua McCullough. That's the top 5 off of pit road. Really changing a little bit of the complexion of this race going forward tonight. See if John Darnell will give us a quick interview. John Darnell, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a quick copy?
10-4, I do. What's up?
Well, buddy, we saw a pretty good bit of damage to the front of that car. How bad does it hurt? And do you think you still got a chance to get up there and win this race?
We absolutely, and we always got a chance. But it was only like 2 minutes and 15 seconds of damage.
All right, buddy. Got to come deep from the field. How do you expect the rest of this race to shape out with still over 30 laps to go?
Well, third line's flying, I see, and I was able to save my fast repair right there, so we might put it up on the top shelf, see what we can do.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hope to talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir. Good broadcast.
Thank you, sir. So John Darnell's got a lot of work to do to get back up to the front. I believe that he is fully capable of getting back up there, though. Right now, top 5 as they run. We'll post them on the scoring board. Again, McCullough, Sean Corbett, John Ward, Zachary Harry, the 64 Joey. Well, a lot of them drivers have already inserted themselves into the top 5 right from the get-go. Matter of fact, though, the biggest mover of the race would be that 64 of Joey, up 15 spots from where he started. Talking about the other Joy that's up 14 spots all the way in the back in 10th. That yellow and purple number 23 of Joey Allen, Joseph Allen, ever what he prefers to go by, up 14 spots right behind him. Ambrose Knievel up 13 in the 12th spot in that 04 red and silver truck. They are your biggest movers since the start of this race. Of course, right now, so I'm getting ready to go back green here. Gonna be 28 whenever they take the line or take the green again. They had John Ward talked about they can make it halfway. It'd be good. It's pretty much a one-star race, but you got to wonder, are they good now, or do they still got to make that one stop? How short are these drivers? Pretty much the question tonight. Well, we're about to find out. Kevin McCullough, Sean Corbett brings them down to the United Rentals restart zone. And we are rolling. McCullough, great jump, however, the outside lane, very well, more organized. Sean Corbett trying to get to the lead. The great jump, but of course the outside lane is not built up the run they need on the restarts to really get clear. Or did they? Yes, they did. Corbett down to the bottom. Joshua McCullough swapping from bottom to top, first floor to second floor in front of Sizemore. Right now, Corbett now trying to hold the bottom. Corbett has not led a lap officially tonight. Kevin McCullough's led all of them but 5. At the line, McCullough coming to the inside. Give it to Sean Corbett for the first time tonight. He'll officially lead. Josh McCullough trying to pull that third lane up with him. But right now, the only issue is nobody went with Joshua McCullough, the driver to 14. Desperately needs to get back in line or pray that somebody goes up there winning before he drops 10 or 12 positions. Right now, nobody does that. One car on the bottom of the apron. Right now, Corbett leads going into 3. Here comes Kevin McCullough back to the bottom. Back to 6 and 9 is Zachary Harry out there in the mix, having a great run tonight. Hasn't been the last couple of races, have not gone the way he wanted it to. Right now in a top 5 spot, Corbett at the line to drop to the bottom. Corbett leads, but here comes Ward. Yeah, I got you. Whenever we get a chance, next caution probably. Well, Joshua Holford is back onto the racetrack, 4 laps down. So the night for the 3, short-lived. Right now, Josh McCullough has got help with the 23 of Joey Allen, Justin Johnson. Well, it was Johnson for the moment back there, but 26 to go. There's still plenty of time for drivers to get up there. A little bit of shoving mid-pack. Michael Barksdale's trying to work himself up into a top 10 position. 25 to go at the line. It's been all Kevin McCullough next to Corbett, Ward, and Sizemore. Steve Sizemore trying to recover. Well, Sizemore will immediately jump up to that 3rd lane. Well, you heard John Darnell say 3rd lane's cooking right now. Ward down to the bottom to cover McCullough. Ward wants to lead a lap tonight. They still got to make it around. Turns 3 and 4 into the tri-oval. Gonna be 24 to go, 3 by 3. Well, if they ain't thinking about fuel right now, then evidently they're probably good, or just close enough. It's real easy to save. See a 69 on the apron for the moment, keeps it straight. We're all back good. Carl Lingle having a quiet night in that chrome, yellow, and silver number 30 Blind Squirrel Racing entry. Right now, Ward still trying to hold the bottom lane. He is. Here comes a run off of 2. McCullough trying to take the lead back, make it off of 4, I should say. McCullough down the block. Kevin McCullough will lead his 14th lap tonight out of 45. Still another race to come, matter of fact. The race to come is exactly being sponsored by the driver of the 03, MMS. Still to come tonight at 10:30 Eastern. Right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Down the back straightaway, McCullough still leads outside lane and middle lane. Kind of have faltered back just a little bit. Well, you see the help's not there no more for the middle lane. If Von Dell can get up there to that 59, that white, red, white, and blue number 59 can get to the back. But I believe that would be Bradley Stefane in the middle lane. Could have a chance to see Joey and Barksdale drop down, try to cover a already broken up middle lane. Steve Simon just falling back in that third lane with Joshua McCullough. But that's what you want to see if you're at the front. You got options. You got a lot of options to do that. John Ward had an option jump up in front of 64 and try to get a run on the outside. He does not think of it. You see Steve Sizemore in that third lane all by himself. Danny Burns jumps up in front of him. And Danny Barnes also trying to make some headway. He was up there at the front earlier for coming down across the 03's bumper, causing the first caution of the night. Joseph Allen, another one of them trying to get up there. Mark Mondale as well. Mondale stays in the middle. Side by side at the line, John Ward will get it barely over Kevin McCullough. We'll look at the pit strategy linked here. Right now, everybody went 15 laps, top 20 at least 15 laps on their last caution. Everybody's, you notice in the yellow, some drivers came back under caution and tried to top off that extra lap. Majority of the field, though, on a 9-lap stint as it is. Getting a little congested. Just a little congested, 3 wide for the moment. They keep it straight. Joshua McCullough trying to make it side by side with his dad, Kenneth McCullough, at the line. Joshua McCullough, does he snag it? He does. With a big push for Danny Burns. The Barnes back into it. McCullough down to cover his dad in the 14 MMS truck out front. 20 to go, and could not have been a more perfect time for Joshua McCullough. You see, that'd be the 3. No, that's not the 3. That is the 3. On the apron, already 5 laps down. Not much he can do tonight. 21 of Robert Harris in the pits now. He will go 1 lap down. Unless there's another caution, there probably will be. The night is done for the 21. Oh, there they go. Knievel hard into the wall. Steve Sizemore's in it. Mark Mondale in the bad. Man. The luck continues for Steve Sizemore. You talk about a hard hit into the outside wall at 04 of Ambrose Knievel. Good God almighty. Well, let's see what happens here, because there's a caution to 21 needed at the most perfect time. Well, look at Ambrose Knievel here. We see Stefane now. 04 on the apron. A bit of a net code for the 69. God almighty, hard impact. Good God. Luckily, there ain't more trucks involved in that. Carter going through on the bottom. You see the pace car sneaking through. That pace car driver picks the worst times to come out of the pits. Well, let's look at it right here. Going slow, going slow. You see the 89 coming down. Probably wants to try to side draft as best he can. Pull that 04 back. 69 comes up and no contact really. Just a little bit of net code. Enough to trigger that. See Vondell, he's going to have nowhere to go. He almost has it clear. Steve Sizemore almost on his roof. And slams that outside wall. Well, let's ride on board with Ambrose through this. As drivers are in the pits, pretty much everybody. Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. All right, let's try this again. All right, that's all it takes. We'll rewind it, take one more camera angle, and then we'll return back to the live feed here. For this, we're right on board with Steve Sizemore. He almost had it clear too on, or that angle almost had it clear. Clear, but not clear enough. Take one more look here, and I know I said that a car ago. Well, I will look at all three involved. Right on board with Mark Vondell. There it is, and then right into his lap. God almighty. You see Vondell still in the pits. It won't be tonight that Mark wanted. Let's see if we can't get a quick word with him and Kenneth McCullough. Mark Vondell, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a quick copy?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Of course, not where you want to be sitting right now, but can you tell, was there anything you could do, or did you pretty much just fall right into your lap?
It fell into my lap. It did that in the first wreck too. I thought I had them cleared, and they came around and took me out. But got 8 minutes of damage this time. I used my fast pair on the first 7 minute damage, and hopefully it's just my wheels.
Well, buddy, it was a hell of a run going for you. Just started making your way up through the field before that happened. And,
Yeah, I was trying to get to the front. I haven't. I usually run the back and then try to come to the front the last 10, 15 laps, but I was a little more aggressive tonight.
all right, buddy. Best of luck to you in the future. Hopefully we'll get to talk to you in Victory Lane after one of these races.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. And this is on request of Christian Martinez. Kenneth McCullough, Garrett Jenkins, got a quick copy.
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, I'm going to make it real fast 'cause I know we're about ready to go here. I had a fan request to talk, wanted me to relay a message. Christian Martinez says, wants you to know he's drinking the beer and pulling for you.
Hell yeah, man. I'm going to try to go get this win here. Got some teammates around me up here, so see how it goes.
All right, buddy. I'll ask you one more quick question. You led the most laps tonight, but what does it take to lead the final 16 and get the job done?
You got to have a good pusher. You got to have a good pusher and somebody committed to you on the last lap. If you do, you're golden. But we'll see how it goes.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Kenneth McCullough's left 15 tonight, looking to lead the final 15. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
Yep. Well, that being said, the other McCullough, the son of Kenneth McCullough, Joshua McCullough, and John Ward brings them down to the restart here. Going to be 16 to go whenever they take the line. Everybody should be good on fuel. Well, you know what that means. Everybody's good on fuel. That means no holds barred. There's going to be more take, no give. A lot less give. You get down to 5 to go. Give is done. United Reynolds restart zone. Josh McCullough brings them to, and we are rolling. A great launch for McCullough. John Ward just a little bit better with push from Kenneth McCullough. A great jump, as a matter of fact. By the outside lane as well. Outside lane actually a little bit more organized. Ward now trying to get clear to 14. Of course, payouts for tonight. 60, 50, 50, 40, 40. Top 5 do get paid out tonight. Well, that was based on 20 drivers, so you got to expect there's probably just a little bit more, but there's also drivers who do not cash out tonight. They get their names get put into a little spin wheel. Driver able to make an extra bit of money. Side by side for the lead still. McCullough not going away with Danny Burns and Joey on the bottom. James Waring making himself known, 4th car on the bottom. Well, Ward's got a bad fast truck tonight. Of course, the other night he only led 2 laps en route to win, was not a factor. Most of the night almost dropped to the basement below the yellow line to cover the 14. Well, that's what he was waiting for, but now McCullough to his outside, entering 3. Going to be 14 to go at the line. Corbett pushing the 03 for all it's worth. Right, the line, Ward will lead his 3rd laps tonight. Ward's been one of them who's been at the front consistently the entire night, has not dipped out of the top 5, it does not seem like. Waring, Carter, and Allen trying to make the 3rd lane cut of line. Barksdale's going to go up with them. Michael Barksdale had a very quiet night. You see Waring get forced to the middle. Almost 4 wide down the back straightaway. They keep it 3 for the moment. Austin Green to cover the 13 of Waring. Austin Graham not heard nothing out of him all night up until the final 14 laps. Green trying to make his presence known. Carl Lingle, another one that we mentioned earlier, has had a very quiet night. He's continuing to do so. The blind squirrel, number 13, on the move. Or the 30, I should say. Get a great look at him. He does got maybe just a tiny bit of damage to that left rear. Oh, the wrecking big. Joey Allen's around. Joey Allen, Joseph Allen, regardless, a great night for the 23s. Just gone up in smoke with 13 to go. Man, oh man. Well, 3rd caution of the race tonight. Let's go and see what happens. All right, there he's right behind Christopher Carter, giving a nice little push to Carter. Oh, Ward and McCullough got into the wall. From there, they just run out of room. Nobody knows where to go. God, the 21, a massive impact. Robert Harris. So this will start with Ward. Right there, so pretty much one calling a bad push or a bad block, whatever on Ward, but from there, nobody knows where to go. Pretty much everybody just all over the place. Really nothing. Nobody knew. Let's actually go up to the front here and see if we can get a look at it. From John Ward's side of things here. Right here, locking, just gets ever so off-centered. There, look at that's not a wreck right there at the front, but from there on back, that's the result. But the whole complexion of this race changes just like that. We've had 2 of the front runners the majority of the night, that being Kenneth McCullough and John Ward. Damaged, obviously, to both trucks. Don't know how severe it is. Bad enough that Kenneth McCullough's coming in. So is Ward, so is Corbett. A little bit of damage to the 92 of Ward. Get a great look at both of them. There's the extent of damage just a little bit to the right front. Black flag for Vondale and Allen. And then you see just a little bit more damage to the right side of John Ward's machine. Other than that, everybody stays out under this pit stop. That being said, new faces up here tonight. Danny Barnes only led one lap. Barnes had an up and down night. Got up to the front, fell all the way to the back after the first incident of the race. Has clawed himself back up here. Starting to win the blind squirrels down here. Carl Lingle, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Well, buddy, it's been a very quiet night for the blind squirrel, number 30. What's it going to take to get up there and really mix some things up tonight?
Well, all I can say is watch this. I'm gonna take another hit off the vape pen here and fuck go for it.
All right, buddy. That's all I need to hear. Hope we'll see how it works out. Hope we'll talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir.
Don't get choked.
Too late.
I tell you, you want a great interview that really lightens the mood. That group from the Blind Squirrels team always lightens the mood no matter where they go. And right now, Blind Squirrel races in. Got a full house tonight. Amherst Knievel, Carl Lingle, Chase Rockford, Joshua Halford, and Zachary Harry. All a part of that group. But right now, McCullough Motorsports 1 and 2 with Danny Barnes and Joshua McCullough. Mark Vondell coming out of the pits, trying to go and repair some damage from earlier. Joseph Allen as well. Kenneth McCullough just now running. It looks like he's got the majority of that damage fixed on that right side. We can get a better camera up, look at it, we'll really be able to see. Yeah, so one dent. We can get the right front camera. We might be able to see it better. Yeah, so you can kind of still see where the paint scuffed up on that 03. Might not hurt him too much aerodynamically, but the driver that has led the most laps tonight, all of a sudden with 10 to go, 1 lap down, might I add. Well, the night just got tough for Kenneth McCullough. It's been a rarely easy night up until then. John Ward, Meyer back there in 21st. These drivers got to come front and back, and what does that do? Well, I'll be damned. That opens up a whole new list of contenders. Joshua McCullough has led 8 laps tonight. Danny Barnes has led 1. Carl Lingle, none. 64, Joey. Austin Green has worked himself up into the top 5. And a whole bunch of others. Going to be 9 to go when they take the green here. All bets are off. Who gets the better jump here, McCullough or Barnes? Out in the line, it's hard to really say. Danny Barnes, maybe by just a little bit. He does an awesome jump by Danny Barnes, immediately down to the bottom. Well, Barnes knows that McCullough's going to push him. The one thing they do not need is Joey to get clear down the back straightaway. Here comes the run. James Waring on the outside pushing 64. And here comes McCullough and Barnes. Nine laps to go down the back straightaway. What a great way to end the weekend. Danny Barnes to the lead. Down the front stretch. Barnes going to try to lead his second lap of the race, make it his third actually. Here comes 64 Joey at the line. Give it to Danny Barnes. 8 to go. Here comes Austin Green trying to make that outside lane form up. He's going to have William H. Scott join him. Green immediately scraps that idea. He'll drop back into the middle. Right now, 3 wide. Here comes Green again. He took that idea right out the trash bin. Now Scott back up with him. Really, you're trying to get drivers to work with you. That's why Green's dropping and going, dropping and going. Rhett Tucker trying to make some ground on that outside lane. He'll fall back to the middle. Well, here comes Carter and Green. Here's what you want to see. James Waring up to cover to 24. Christopher Carter pushing. James Waring up to the front. By God, here they come. Oh, Waring gets turn bars up and over. Steve Sizemore is in that one again. Get a look. Good God almighty, what a run. 91 and Nathan, meatball damage. The night is done. Danny Barnes was upside down, by God. Steve Sizemore toes to the pits. He knows that the night is done. What in the world? Couldn't look, yeah, it was a crazy, wild ride for Danny Barnes. Right here in the middle. Kind of hard to see what happens here. Hard to say if Waring comes down from the 24 immediately. Danny Barnes up and over. Rhett Tucker involved. You see Waring on the outside. Ambrose Knievel sneaking through. So does Ward. Sizemore not able to. A lot of drivers with a lot of damage. Slow it down right here. We'll try to get. But there's a tap from Carter. Kind of sends Waring maybe into the 64. Hard to really say. From there, that is a bat. If that was real life, that's an impact that hurts. Not to mention you're going over. You see Barksdale gets a piece of it. Carter definitely does. The 99, he'll get a piece of it. You see Waring and Sizemore both into the outside wall. Tucker the outside wall. Barnes up and over into the outside wall. Just one of them things. Well, let's ride on board. Let's ride on board with Danny Barnes through this. Hold on to your seats and your beer. Man, wild run. Good God almighty. Steve Sizemore view of this. If we can get it rolling here. Right there, trying to get away. Just falls right. 13 falls into the 8 slap, and from there, nothing he could do. Ambrose Knievel sneaking through on the bottom. Let's see if we can actually ride on board with Knievel and see how he gets through this. Woo! Well, the seams literally parted. That's all it took. That being said, get James Waring in the booth. James Waring, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Hey, Garrett, how are you?
I'm doing great. I wanted to ask your side of things. Do you feel like it was just a bad push, or what was your side to trigger that multi-car incident?
Yeah, it was just a bad push. He just pushed me just enough to turn my front end into Joey, and that led to the whole thing.
Well, buddy, I'm looking at it now. It isn't, I don't think it's on trying to find names. So you have used the fast repair, but was that just for this incident?
Yeah, I had to use the fast repair. It destroyed my front or the steering. So.
Well, then that'll bring me to my next question. Does the 13 brand new truck and all that with 5 to go, balls to the walls, or how do you plan out these last 5 laps?
Oh, I'm not letting off until I see a checker flag.
All right, buddy. We look forward to seeing it. James Waring's got a lot of work to do. Appreciate it, buddy. Changes everything in a bad push. Well, I mean, it's coming down to the end of this race, you know. Really, who cares about if it's a bad push or not? I mean, you're supposed to care, yes, but at the end of the day, you got to think about it. You want to win or do you want to ride? Well, I can tell you one thing. They ain't thinking about bad. They were thinking about bad pushes before. They're not thinking about it now. It's going to be 4 to go, potentially overtime. I don't think we don't got enough for an overtime. It's going to be 3 to go whenever they restart. If they do wreck, however, then we will set up an overtime, provided it's not the white flag. Steve Sizemore, another race. Gone sour. Felt like his luck's going to turn around here. Feels like his luck's going to turn around here shortly. However, it will not be tonight. The pole sitter led 11 laps. Though we'll have to come home. The way things look, he'll come home in about the 24th, 25th spot. Well, what does this do for some drivers? How about Keith McCullough back on the lead lap? Got a lot of work to do, but it can be done. For 20th spot, Keith McCullough's got to come from to get to the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 3 to go. United Rentals restart zone. Here we go. Carl Lingle trying to get a run on the outside. Right now, Lingle's got it if he wants to take it. He's got a 6 for Joey. He is clear at the bottom if he does want to take it. It's going to be 2 to go when they get to the line. How about Michael Wingo's worked himself up into a position here to get this win. Lingle down to the bottom. See that third lane already trying to form up. Robert Harris leading that third lane. Got William H. Scott and Rhett Tucker behind him. 2 to go. Lingle side drafting hard with the 64 at the line. Joey with a 9. Lingle leading that lap and at the line. Joey drops down to the bottom. Here comes Austin Green in that second lane. Green with Barksdale, John Darnell. Down the back straightaway, you see Corbett going to go in and try to form out that third lane with John Ward. But they don't wreck here. They get back to the white flag. It does not matter how many times they wreck. It will end under green. Joey right back up to cover McCullough with a great push. Massive shove from the 14 to the 64. Down the front straightaway. They just got to make through the tri-oval. They will do it at the line. White flag. 1 to go for the 64. Well, this is prime McCullough. McCullough can choose where he wants to go. He can stick in line. He can take the bottom. He can take the top. It does not matter. Austin Green do the same. Barksdale's going to try to utilize that third lane. 3 by 3 by 3. Down the back straightaway now. Joey down to cover Lingle. McCullough up top. Austin Green, he's got room to wiggle. Justin's going to turn Wingo. There they go. Cars upside down. 6 drivers to settle it. Make it 7. Joshua McCullough to cover the 64. And at the line, welcome back to victory lane. Joshua McCullough takes it. What a race. And I reckon Carl Lingle, Barksdale. What a run by Joshua McCullough. They ran it big on the back straight away. And we can go ahead and get an MMS driver into the booth up here. Joshua McCullough, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Gotcha.
Hell of a drive. From the back to the front, back to the back, and back to the front again at the end of it. Led 13 laps tonight. Take me through what was the whole strategy tonight in getting this win done.
I was definitely hoping to get a pit stop. We were doing good the first run. Hold on, let me mute these people real quick. Yeah, I was hoping for a pit stop. Maybe we would have broke up the field, but it is what it is. I was trying to mostly stay up front, control lanes, and I was hoping to had my dad up there and Danny, but Danny got taken out in that last caution, and that's about it.
Well, buddy, I do want to ask. We're going to allude back to that Danny Burns wreck. Whenever you jump up to the middle, you see him wrecking behind you. Pretty much what was going through your mind? Did you feel like I escaped one? Or, like, what was your take on things?
If that yellow wasn't going to come out, I probably would have fell back and lost a lot of positions because there was no way I was going to be able to drop back down on front of the bottom lane.
Yes, sir, buddy. And it was, like I said, hell of a race for you. First time interviewing. I know I've talked to you texting-wise, but pleasure to finally talk to you in person, interview-wise. And like to do, friends, family, sponsors, everybody pitches in the iRacing more than whatever thought they did. So if there's anybody you want to shout out, buddy, the floor is yours.
I want to get a shout out to you for doing the broadcast. Thank you for so much. Shout out to Jimmy Crow for putting these races on. Really fun racing over here. And shout out to McCullough Motorsports. And that's about it.
Buddy, well, I said that was the last question, and I had just thought of two more, so I apologize for that. But last two questions. One, you've been running with these guys here in HGR Startup League. Overall, what has your experience pretty much been like since we started off this series with HGR? And what are your takes on it?
I really think what Jimmy's doing is really good. I like seeing new guys cash every day, and I definitely see a lot of drivers in here getting better every day from getting a lot of practice. And yeah.
Then last question. Now I'm gonna let you go here. MMS to come in about an hour and a half. Are you looking to try to pull off the double, and what do you think your chances are if you can?
Might be a little harder in the other race. I'm gonna try my best and see what I can do. I know there's gonna probably be some big names in there, so.
All right, buddy. We look forward to seeing it. Hopefully, we'll talk to you one more time before the night's over with. Josh McCullough, your HGR winner tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep. Austin Green in the waiting room. He'll be up next here. Austin Green, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Oh, not a whole lot. Just watching you guys do y'all's thing tonight. It was a awesome running out of the 87. Did not hear nothing out of you until the final 14 laps. Was that all by design?
Yeah, for the most part. It's nice because a lot of times in these races, there's a pretty good chance that we actually make it to a green flag pit stop, which I know in a lot of series it seems like doesn't happen anymore. So you can kind of bank on that and try to take it a little bit easier at first, which was really enjoyable. And I think I tried to see if there was any fuel strategy on that second caution or something, but there wasn't. And then once we got that, I think it was the third caution or something like that, we had like 19 laps to go. I was like, all right, it's probably time to try to get going to the front. And I couldn't really seem to make it happen under green, and I got a couple of lucky breaks, and I think a few cautions later put me third on the outside. And I mean, I feel like if I can get second or third in either lane where I'm in a spot to actually push somebody, I always like doing that because I feel like I'm a pretty good pusher. And then I got lucky to obviously have Josh up there, and when me and him got locked up, it was pretty good there coming to the end.
Yes, sir, buddy. It was an awesome performance from you. Like I said, you're making this a habit of we count you out or don't even consider you being at the front. You end up doing it. I'll throw you back down memory lane real fast. First MMS race that I did, I counted you out with 3 to go, started 19th after the big one came up to the front. Now I wanted to ask you, is that pretty much doing stuff like that from the back to the front? Is that just circumstance? Is there a little bit of luck involved, or is it pretty much you're trying to make deals with everybody back there, seeing if we can get back to the front and still try to cash out? What's the mentality after being involved in a wreck, now having to start all over coming from the back?
Well, it definitely depends on if there's fast repairs, if there's not, if you have damage and whatnot. But it seems like it always takes luck. A matter of how much luck depends. Some nights feels like you carve through every wreck and get through the field without a scratch. Other nights, every single time you find daylight, you get caught up in a wreck. So it takes luck to get to a certain point, and then it helps if you can find either a teammate or somebody that's kind of trying to do the same thing you're doing. But it gets tough because when everybody's doing a different thing and there's checkups, it just sometimes you get buried in the back with too few laps left to go. It just seems like you cannot get back to the front.
I understand that, but I understand that completely. Been there and done that 100 times, it feels like. Normally I never win nothing, so that's why I took the broadcast booth. But last question, you know it's the question coming. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. And could you potentially go up 2 more spots in about an hour and a half with MMS to come?
Well, I'm definitely going to run MMS, at least the first one here in 10 minutes. So hopefully in one of those 2 I can do something. But I want to say thanks to McCullough Motorsports, Josh. He did a great job there at the end. I was 295 coming out of turn 4 and didn't even check it until we crossed the line. So got lucky not blowing up there. Thanks to the rest of the teammates, Mark, Kenny, Danny was in there tonight. And thanks to you for broadcasting, and thanks to Jimmy for putting this on.
Yes, sir, buddy. And I might need, do you know that MMS race, the first one, is that 9:30 Eastern or is that Central?
I think it's Eastern.
Okay, I'll get clarity for it. But regardless, Austin Green comes home tonight, finished in 3rd. He will attempt to go at 2 more spots later tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yep, man. And by the way, I think the second one, which I think is the one I saw that you were broadcasting, it is 10:30 Eastern.
Okay, well then, that's what I needed. You had me confused for a second there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good. Austin Green finishes 3rd. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yep. That being said, we'll get the 64 Joey in here. Joey, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy. How you doing, Jim?
Oh, I'm doing great, doing great. All things considered, saw a hell of a race. I do want to ask you, it was a great run from you at the front majority of the night. With 1 to go, did you feel like there was anything you maybe could have done different if you had that race to redo all over again?
No. Considering the way things laid out, knowing who the pushers behind me were, I felt like no matter what I did, I was going to be a sitting duck of some kind. I mean, I knew the bottom couldn't hold, especially on such a short restart with all the temps cool. Highline was going to push on by, so I figured I'd stay there as long as possible. As far as my move down to the bottom, Josh shot out on the radio that he was getting hot, and right as I was about to make the move, I was like, he probably isn't, but if he is, I lose. If I go down, I've got a good shot at the top 3. So I went and made the move, got 2nd place. Maybe if the whole pack didn't fall out and we had equal amount of cars on the bottom, or more cars on the bottom, we would have stuck it out and held on to it, but I can't complain with the 2nd place. That was a well done race. We hung out at the front the whole day, and pretty happy with what happened.
Yes, sir, but it was, all things considering, a pretty calm race. The big one had strikes on the last lap. Got to go back and look at that on the broadcast. But I allude to you. You mentioned you being a sitting duck, and of course, whenever I picture a sitting duck, that's a duck knowing that he's going to get shot by a shotgun when duck season comes around.
Yeah, exactly.
But I want to ask you, though, what's the best way to try to prepare? You know you're a sitting duck. Is there really anything you can do at that point? Can you throw 1 or 2 blocks and try to defend it? How does one go about if they're in that position?
If you're out front and you've got a stack of a car and a half between you and the front of the next line, you either hope that the guy behind you is going to be loyal and has the temps in his engine to keep the push going, or you hope that if you have to jump out of line, you're going to get picked up by somebody who can get the job done. It's a lose-lose situation unless you got a whole lot of good company with you.
Dan if you do, Dan if you don't. But
that's right.
Last two questions. One, we know that you occasionally run MMS. Are you going to try to attempt to go up one more spot for the broadcast at 10:30 tonight?
I am not tonight. I've been running a bunch of these this week, and I got to get some rest in before work tomorrow on Monday.
I don't blame you there. Then the last question, and it's the most obvious question, of course. But is there anybody you want to shout out tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Absolutely. Ancient World Gaming every time. Best group of racers I've ever been with. Best group of gamers I've ever been with. Whole quality group of people. And our partners, Next Level Racing. Use code AWG24 for 5% off your next offer or next order. Store Dog Apparel, Glitch Energy, Glitch with a Y, and Abruzzi Racewear. Each of them have promo codes AWG for discounts that they're with what they're selling. So support the people who support me. Get yourself some stuff for a nicely discounted price. I think it's like 20% off at Abruzzi, and pretty good deals at Store Dog and Glitch Energy as well.
All right, buddy. Hell of a drive tonight at the front all night. Stay at the front when it counted. The 64, Joey will come home in the second position. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Great drive, buried by a night. 3 cautions, and the wrecks that should have been big ones were not big ones. I do want to go back and look on the last lap here. Believes John Ward was a part of this. We can just see Ward's perspective. Well, this is after the fact. Here it is. We'll go on before our chase here. We'll just take a quick peek at what happens here. Yeah, so 82 gets on the bottom of Justin Johnson, gets turned by Michael Wingo. A look out here from the bottom. See how this all unfolds. Well, Justin gets on the apron. Really, at that point, he needs to blend back up. Unfortunately, just misjudges it. Turns the 25 of Michael Wingo, and then from there, I mean, Danny Burns is in it. Sean Corbett, Keith McCullough about had it missed. He'll slide to the bottom. From there, Ward just goes to the grass. Other than that, he'll just drive it on through, and then I think he's going to get tagged here. Yeah, he's trying to get back onto the track. Here comes Danny Burns, and this will pretty much finish off Ward. It was a great night for the driver of 92. It was a great night for several others. We'll go through the unofficial results. Say unofficial because they're probably reviewing some stuff surrounding. Joshua McCullough will take home the first of 2 broadcasted events tonight, MMS at 10:30. The 64 Joey led at the last lap, was able to come in second at the end of it. Austin Green, third. Carl Lingle, a great run by the Blind Squirrel group. Michael Barksdale, Bradley Stefane, John Darnell, William H. Scott, Rhett Tucker, Sean Corbett rounds out the top 10. Joey Allen, James Waring, Michael Wingo, Justin Johnson, Robert Harris. Pretty much where it starts with that wreck on the back straightaway. That will round out the top 15. Keith McCullough will end up leading the most laps tonight. However, not the result the 03 wanted. He will round out in 16th. Zachary Harry, 17th. John Ward We'll have to round out the 18th spot. Going down through the field here. Not many more left. Matter of fact, there it is. Danny Barnes. A great run for the 7. Unfortunately, would not end the way he wanted it to. 91 and Nathan, another driver making his debut on Raging Idiot Racing Network. Unfortunately, he will have to settle for a 20th place result. Ambrose Knievel comes home 21st. Joshua Halford 22nd. Christopher Carter 23rd. Steve Sizemore, Mark Vondale, Richard Elliott rounds out 24th, 25th, and 26th. With that being said, folks, if you think you saw a great race tonight, MMS still to come tonight at 10:30 Eastern. Until then, my name is Garrett Jenkins. It's been a great HGR race to end the weekend. And we will see you in about an hour 15 for MMS. Until then, everybody, have a good night.